Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving into a fascinating case from the FCC involving a hefty fine and a sophisticated robocall scheme. It's a wild ride.
A $4.5 million fine? Wow. What's the story behind this?
So, the FCC, under Chairman Carr, just proposed this massive fine against Telnix. Apparently, they allowed a bunch of robocalls impersonating the FCC's fraud prevention team, a team that doesn't actually exist.
That's incredibly brazen. How did they pull it off?
Seems like a failure on Telnix's part to properly vet their customers. They didn't do their due diligence in verifying the identity of the customer who launched these scam calls. The calls targeted FCC staff and their families, demanding Google Play gift cards to avoid jail time. Can you believe it?
Absolutely unbelievable. So Telnix essentially provided the platform for this fraud?
Exactly. The FCC's argument is that Telnix, as a voice service provider, has a responsibility to know its customers and secure its network. They failed to prevent malicious actors from using their service to launch these illegal calls. It's a violation of their Know Your Customer requirements.
I see. So, this $4.5 million fine is a proposed penalty, right? It's not final yet?
That's correct. It's a Notice of Apparent Liability for Forfeiture, or NAL. Telnix will have a chance to respond and present their case before the FCC makes a final decision. But the maximum fine they could face is the amount proposed in the NAL.
This whole thing highlights a serious issue with robocalls and the need for stronger regulations, doesn't it? It's not just annoying, it's outright criminal.
Absolutely. This case underscores the importance of robust, know your customer policies for all voice service providers. It's a crucial step in preventing these kinds of scams from happening in the first place. It's a big win for consumer protection, if the fine sticks.
It certainly is. And the fact that it's a bipartisan vote makes it even more significant. It shows there's a united front against this kind of illegal activity.
Precisely. Chairman Carr emphasized that cracking down on illegal robocalls is a top priority. This action sends a strong message to other providers. You need to take this seriously. This isn't just about fines. It's about protecting consumers from fraud and harassment.
It's a really important point. The emotional distress caused by these calls shouldn't be underestimated. The fact that they targeted FCC staff and their families is particularly disturbing.
You're right. It's a chilling reminder of how far these scammers will go, and the audacity of impersonating a government agency. It's just shocking.
This whole situation is a fascinating case study in cybersecurity and regulatory enforcement. It'll be interesting to see how Telnix responds and what the final outcome will be.
Absolutely. We'll be keeping a close eye on this one. And that's all the time we have for today's Tech Bytes and News. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.